I wanted to get rich not because I like money, but because I wanted to give that money to charity.
Nothing here fits.
We have to be ready for the next pandemic.
Everything reads like this thing is a complete scam.
It's one of the biggest problems that we have to tackle together as a world.
And I think this thing is dirty and rotten to the core.
The FTX disaster has worsened, my friends, as a hack appears to have drained hundreds of millions of dollars from the once mighty crypto exchange FTX hours after its bankruptcy filings. That's right, 900 million drained from customer wallets. Troubled cryptocurrency exchange FTX appears to have been hacked, 900 million drained from a series of FTX-linked wallets following a week when founder Sam Bankman-Fried filed for bankruptcy and resigned as chief executive officer. Users have been instructed not to install any new upgrades and to delete all FTX apps, according to a statement on the company's official Telegram channel. Quote, FTX has been hacked. FTX apps are malware. Delete them. Chat is open. Don't go on FTX site as it might download Trojans. Rumors are even swirling that it is Sam Bankman-Fried himself who is hacking his own exchange to get users' funds. After all, it's coming out, Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto empire was run by a gang of kids in the Bahamas who all dated each other. Many reports coming out at this moment that Sam Bankman-Fried is on the run, some saying that he was flying on a private jet fleeing to Argentina. Other insiders claim that Sam Bankman-Fried is still in the Bahamas. Additionally, and this seems confirmed as well, FTX headquarters has been taken over by the Royal Bahamas Police in civilian clothing. Liquidators, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Sam Bankman-Fried's father, Joe Bankman, all have been meeting. Be on the lookout, every possible Sam Bankman-Fried disguise. You don't think he's going to shave that iconic afro? So much is coming out regarding the shady practices, the alleged fraud from Sam Bankman-Fried, from FTX, from Alameda Research. Nothing here fits. Everything reads like it's a complete scam. This thing is dirty and rotten to its core. Listen to this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Bankman-Fried, FTX. How does this guy, how does he keep doing what he's doing?
When anyone tries to pin SBF down on where he made his money, you can't get a cogent answer. And in his trade, you needed real money up front in the place on this country crypto arbitrage to make big money.
Right.
And it's simple things as who financed you, because you clearly didn't have the money. And his partner is a guy named Gary Wang. And no one can find shit on Gary Wang. And he's on the board of advisors of Sequoia. And I shit you not. You look up Sequoia stuff, there's a picture of Gary Wang of his back facing a computer. There's no picture of Gary Wang.
So Gary Wang is the same CTO or the chief technology officer of FTX?
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly. But there's a chief regulatory officer of FTX, and his name is Dan Friedberg. And if you Google Dan Friedberg poker scandal, he was the general counsel of, I don't know if it was Ultimate Bets or one of those Me Too sites, where they basically cheated against players. Then you take into account that SBF is bailing out known Ponzi's and frauds in the crypto space. Everyone who's gone bankrupt or is a proven fraud. And somehow through that, Cartoon Network has painted him as the JP Morgan of crypto, which makes absolutely no sense. He's not the JP Morgan of crypto because he can't sit there, look at you straight in the face and explain anything. Nothing of this story fits. And normally in stories, I can get 5 or 6 things that fit and move on. But nothing here fits. Everything reads like this thing is a complete scam. And I think this thing is dirty and rotten to the core.
Many people still confused. Sam Bankman-Fried, such a presence, such a leader in the cryptocurrency space over the past couple years, one of the top businesses, so well connected, regularly going to Washington, meeting with regulators. How could somebody so established do so many bad things? Reminder, Bernie Madoff ran a $64 million Ponzi scheme and was the largest fraudster in U.S. history. Madoff was also simultaneously chairman of the largest securities regulator in the U.S., the NASDR, now known as FINRA. Madoff also sat on the advisory committee at the SEC. Harry Markopoulos, a forensic accountant and securities expert, sent a detailed 17-page whistleblower report detailing Madoff's fraud, including specific false trades, and it was ignored by the SEC at the time. Madoff's son-in-law worked at the SEC, and his brother was his compliance officer. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We keep you informed on the entire cryptocurrency market on a daily basis. We've been covering this story for you since before it happened, and all week. 3 days ago, we talked about CZ versus Sam Bankman-Fried and what was really going on behind the scenes. Today, I have so much more information on this. What hits me the most from this week is how Sam Bankman-Fried talked about his jousting partner and said well played in the apology thread, presumably talking about CZ Binance. Seemed deeply out of touch, but is there a greater history? Want to know something funny about the Binance FTX relationship and perhaps the origins of the feud? Remember this 2019 tweet? A market maker from a smaller futures exchange tried to attack Binance Futures platform. No one was liquidated, as we use the index price, not the futures price, for liquidations, our innovation. Only the attacker lost a bunch of money, and that was that. Yeah. Pretty sure that crash was Alameda research triggering stops on Binance's brand new futures exchange. You don't believe me? Well, it turns out on this rare occasion, you don't have to trust because we can verify. Until 2019, if I recall correctly, Binance's API had a leak. You could see everyone's private orders. You read that right. All of it. Happens to the best of us. I told Binance, who fixed the bug without even a thank you, but not before enterprising individuals had grabbed the data. On the 15th of September 2019, you can see the same user market selling large quantities and placing bids 30% below at the same time. Data available right here. Knowing this, I avoided working with Alameda over the years. I figured everybody should know now for the history books. It gets a lot deeper. What else did CZ Binance know and other top-level exchange executives know about Sam Bankman-Fried's questionable activities and questionable ethics? High-level exchange executives, in this case Wendy Wang from Huobi, are confirming this, that Sam Bankman-Fried was responsible for the Luna collapse. CZ knew this. Sam Bankman-Fried intentionally took down Three Arrow Capital. Sam Bankman-Fried moved user funds from FTX to support Alameda post Three Arrow Capital collapse. CZ approached Sam Bankman-Fried regarding this matter, but was ignored by SBF. CZ made that original tweet as a last resort. As soon as this information came out, many people started confirming. So let's listen to Wendy Wang of Huobi talk about part of this herself so you can hear it.
So when Three Arrow got bankrupt, one of the biggest who made this happen is Sam. So as an exchange, Sam is the CEO. You are third party, right? You are not supposed to do anything to do with your users, with your clients, because all the users' activities, you have everything on your exchange. You have all the logs, all the analysts on that. But what Sam does is he did the counterparty of certain clients, of certain users. So what he did is he do the counterparty and he make all the deals, all the futures, all the preps, liquidation very soon. So he made a bunch of money, become a counterparty of Three Arrow, all the way until Three Arrow got bankrupt. So all of this, CZ knows very well. I knew it because I heard from one of the very good friends from CZ. So that's why I think that at the very beginning, so CZ was trying very hard to protecting Bitcoin price, to protecting this whole winter. But then Sam and align with all of his Wall Street money team to break it, to make it not come true. So that's the whole reason CZ started.
And do you remember when Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX tried to go in with CZ, to go in with Elon Musk on the Twitter deal? Binance was accepted, FTX was not. Why is that? Sam Bankman-Fried set off my BS detector when he approached us about Twitter investment, Elon Musk said. People are talking about this, Elon Musk confirming this, accurate. He set off my BS detector, which is why I did not think he had $3 billion. Quote from Elon on Sam Bankman-Fried. I had never heard of him. So many people told me he got money to invest in the Twitter deal, so I talked to him for half an hour and my bullshit detector was redlining. The dude was full of shit. That was my impression. And so much of this information is just getting confirmed by insiders and executives. In this case, the fact that Alameda and FTX traded using users' funds. Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison said that she, Mr. Bankman-Fried, and two other FTX executives, Nishad and Gary Wang, there's that Gary Wang again, were aware of the decision to send customer funds to Almeda. And it gets worse. Apparently, the CEO of Almeda is FTX's trading arm, the CEO of Almeda, Caroline Ellison, who we just talked about, got the $10 billion of FTX customer funds and gambled them away, and she was SBF's ex-girlfriend. So this 30-year-old dude gave $10 billion of other people's money to his F-buddy. So the big question is, if and when Sam Bankman-Fried is captured, what's to happen to him? Will he go to jail? Will he suffer repercussions for his injustices? And of course, the bigger question is, he's been meeting with regulators, including Gary Gensler, many times throughout the last year plus. Why didn't Gary Gensler notice? That's a question. Why didn't Gary Gensler notice? Did you know that Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison, Caroline's dad, Glenn Ellison, is the department head of economics at MIT? And prior to getting appointed to the SEC, Gary Gensler was a professor for the practice of global economics and management at MIT. So Caroline's father was Gary Gensler's old boss, and they were meeting regularly, and Gary Gensler never noticed what was going on, apparently. Again, make sure you subscribe to our channel. New information comes out every single day. I share this with you on a daily basis. I mean, think back to the last 5-6 videos, how much the story has developed since we started here, and now we're here, and now we're here. And I'll leave you with this. Is Sam Bankman-Fried going to go to jail? Will he pay for his actions? I don't know. He's donated a lot to politicians in the Democratic Party, and it was in 2008 where Goldman mastered the art of crony capitalism. Pay up for government protection and get bailed out when you need it most. That's why Goldman got bailed out while Lehman didn't. Crypto dude Sam Bankman-Fried just tried to play the same game, donating $30 million plus to Democrats.
Now take this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, who actually goes by SBF in the crypto world, so let's call him SBF. The interesting thing here is he actually bought protection. He played the old Goldman Sachs pre-2008 game. You'll remember this. Goldman Sachs paid for a lot of protection from the government to pay out. It's like an insurance policy when it matters most. When the 2008 financial crisis hit, that's why Goldman Sachs got bailed out while Lehman Brothers didn't. Well, SBF appears to be playing a really similar game. He's a top donor to the Democratic Party, even as his exchange was going bust. Yet there's one small nuance to this, Tucker. I think they might actually go after him and punish him anyway. And here's the funny part, not a lot of people know. He actually had pledged up to $1 billion in donations this cycle and next. So there were actually a lot of Democrats upset with him that he only gave 30 to 40 million. So if they do go after him, it's because he didn't buy the gold-plated insurance policy. He just stopped at the cheap version of the insurance policy instead. And so if he is indicted, or if he does get in trouble, that'll be one of the lessons of the story for future crony capitalists is pay up for full freight or else you're going to get in trouble.